Welcome back. Chinese President Xi Jinping is making the rounds in the Gulf as part of his high-profile visit to the Middle East. After he met with Saudi leaders on Thursday, Beijing and Riyadh urged Iran to work with international monitors and keep its nuclear program peaceful. They also called for stability in oil markets. Oil and trade are, of course, at the heart of the relationship between China and the Saudis. China is Saudi Arabia's top trading partner, and Riyadh is Beijing's top oil supplier. James M. Dorsey is a senior fellow with the National University of Singapore's Middle East Institute. He's joining me now. Good evening to you. We know the summit between Xi Jinping and Arab leaders today is being billed as a milestone for relations for China-Arab countries. Clearly, the focus here is going to be on oil, but we also know that it goes beyond that. So what agreements are China hoping to walk away with from this trip?
I think it goes far beyond energy. Obviously, the Chinese and Xi Jinping would like to capitalize on strains within the US-Saudi relationship particularly, but they also have a common interest. And the common interest is to clarify or to persuade the United States to clarify what its commitment is to Gulf security and possibly to codify or formalize that. China is as dependent as the Gulf on U.S. security for its energy supplies.
And when it comes to defense and security, I mean, are China in a position to offer Saudi Arabia something that the U.S. are not? Is it a genuine interest in providing that or collaborating in that way?
Well, what you've seen is that China has offered, for example, on drones or on missiles, those things that the United States has not been willing to supply to Saudi Arabia. China has no interest at this point and probably is not able to replace the United States as the region's security guarantor. That over time may change, but at this point, it has an interest in ensuring that the United States remains committed.
I mean, following, 2 years of tension culminating in that awkward trip by President Biden in July to Saudi Arabia, how vital is it that China take this opportunity to deepen their economic relations and other, obviously, relations at this time when, Saudi ties are at a low point with the US?
Well, I think there are two things to keep in mind. Obviously, it's in China's interest. China, for one thing, the Gulf, Saudi Arabia and other producers supply China with more than half of its energy or fossil fuel needs, oil and gas. But on top of that, it's important because if you look at the map, there is no Indo-Pacific strategy for the United States that does not include the Arabian Sea. So in that sense, fortifying its position in the Arabian Sea region is crucial to China.
We also saw, James, a joint statement from both countries urging Iran to cooperate with the IAEI. What does that tell us about the possible changing dynamic of China's relationship with Iran now?
I don't know that it really changes the dynamic. I think what it does is it reassures the Gulf and Saudi Arabia, particularly in terms of what China's position is. Keep in mind that China is part of the P5, those five powers that negotiated the 2015 international agreement that curbed Iran's nuclear program. And it's been a full partner in the efforts to revive that agreement after the United States walked away from it in 2018.
Well, more of this trip to come, of course, but it's great to have your analysis, James M. Dorsey. Thank you very much for joining us. And as China's president,